if it was not enough. Thank you very much, Katerina. Welcome everybody. Welcome to my webinar, broadcasting live from Mexico City. Today is Friday, March the 10th, 2017. My local time is 1 a.m., 40 minutes past the hour. GMT time is 7 a.m., 14 minutes past the hour. This is me, myself, Alberto Alvarado. This is my free YouTube channel. In any case, if you haven't subscribed there to it, I strongly suggest you to do so. In YouTube, you type iiivb Stream Room channel. This shows up, you click subscribe, and besides, I will be using more often, and just because this thing is linked to my YouTube account, my Google Plus account that Karina says that nobody uses it, and I believe her. But well, it's just goes hand to hand with YouTube. In any case, that you don't have a Google Plus account, it's not important. You only look for in Google. You type Google Plus, as it is here, iiivb Training Room, and it will show you a page of Google Plus. You can bookmark it. In any case, that I have some important updates on trades, etc. Overall, after today, that we're going to have the non-farm payroll number, and even though it's not directly related, but today, if I'm not wrong, we're going to have the this agency that regulates all the financial stuff in the United States deciding on a Bitcoin ETF. That even though maybe nobody's expecting that will have a big impact in the financial world, well, whatever, we cannot discard that in any case that happening could have a boost in, I don't know, maybe in some currency markets, etc. Overall, the weaker ones. Because for the ones that are not aware, Bitcoin is what is called a cryptocurrency, and it's gradually gaining terrain as a valid money way to transmit money or to even preserve wealth outside of the banks that usually they behave irresponsible with our money. And when a country collapses, the banks simply work for the government and freeze all the savings of all the people, like what happened in Cyprus some years ago, in Greece. So this is a way to simply have your money with you and not asking the banks to please give me back what is mine. Or that even worse cases, they just tell you, oh, you have $1 million. Guess what? After this crisis, you only have 100,000. So yeah. Maybe if Bitcoin has nothing to do with formal ways to make money, it's become more and more popular. So that, besides non-farm payroll number, that after what happened some days before, we could expect that we could have maybe a really outstanding number there. So that could move a lot of markets, and what we will try to focus on is in trying to read the current state of the major currencies, at least 3 of them. I will, as you know, I used to post in the Traders blog. In this case, I didn't post yesterday, but I will post today 3 posts. One on euro dollar, the other in dollar yen, and the other in euro yen, on where we're standing on. In any case, that today, thanks to the latest very good data by the American economy, it would be very difficult that even having a not that outstanding number in the non-farm payroll number could derail or could debunk the bullishness that we have, the high expectations. It's pretty much a certain fact that we're going to have next week by the Fed the interest rates hiked. But what I was explaining yesterday is that that is not the important thing. The thing is that because of the numbers that we're receiving and that maybe we will continue receiving for the next months, the most likely thing is that the Fed will have to continue with the hiking the rates, but maybe not in a quarter of a point every time, maybe even more. So that is why the markets are moving very wild. I was commenting that dollar yen was heading to the 115, and it's already in a 115.50 if I'm not wrong. So we're going to review that. Yes, 115.43. We're going to review there because we are in a completely no-brainer bullish trend there. But important thing is, where are the current important price levels just before the non-farm payroll release? What we need to understand is that a market anticipated correctly these kind of numbers and a rate hike by the Fed next week. So maybe today could be very short-lived, the rally, and will happen what happened last week on Friday, that we had the FOMC members talking, and even they were very bullish. The market started taking some profits out of the table. So that could happen today. So we need to be very aware of the clue levels. So we watch closely what happens if the price hits them, if the price hits them, and decide whether to maybe take profits or even short or go long, whatever. So I will be, since all my charting packages crashed just minutes ago, what I will do now is to use the charts that I use for the trader blocks, and I draw some what I call trading boxes. So we will review them, and afterwards I will post them in the traders blog. So please give me a second, because I'm going to pull the dollar yen chart. Okay, let me just check quickly where are, in my opinion, wait me a second, please. The thing is that I cannot move these things. Okay. Well, I will do my best to. I'm here, don't go. I'm just trying to draw this. Well, the first price box that I want to show you is this one. Unfortunately, I cannot move this axis in the chart because this box should be like in 115.60. So this is what I call the volatility range for today, depending on the number, because even though I am expecting that even not having the greatest non-farm payroll number today, it's going to be very difficult to derail the bullish sentiment. Maybe if we have not that outstanding number, could even play against it. Maybe we couldn't. It wouldn't be necessary to have a very bad number in the non-farm payroll side to maybe try to make tremble a little bit the markets. Maybe having it very close to what it was expected could be rather disappointing, and this could lead to a massive trade profit. My scenario for today is that, and I was thinking after some hours, even having a very outstanding number or not having an outstanding number today, maybe what the market will end up doing could be is to take profit today. like what they did last Friday, as I just explained. So what could happen in this range, in this price box that I call it? It comes from the 115.60 and more or less to the 115.20. As you can see, here's a consolidation zone. So yeah, maybe if the number is very disappointing, we could have a massive drop up to these levels. So I am only give you more or less the ranges of volatility, so that maybe if you go long here, you know that maybe having a long trade could be still valid up to here. So maybe your stop loss should be above the 115 area. In any case, that you want to continue going long here. I am very bullish on dollar yen, as I've been explaining. What are you showing? You don't see it? You don't see it here? I'm moving it. Ah, yeah, it's the dollar yen. Okay. Well, I am very bullish on dollar yen. I was explaining in other webinars why. That I believe that is the best tradable pair because it's the one that reunites the ideal scenario: a Japanese weak economy, a buoyant and pushing American economy, without the risks of Europe that we're having this anti-EU sentiment parties and people winning, Brexit thing, etc. So it's like a no-brainer. It's like the safe bet if you know what you're doing. You can more or less trade it just worrying about traditional fundamental economic stuff and not trying maybe to be worried about some other stuff, even though North Korea just some days ago said that the recent missile tests that North Korea did were precisely targeting American bases in Japan, but not even that really moves the markets against Japan. I mean, that doesn't really affect the yen or even the stock markets there. Get 56 USD Japanese yen will break 116 just by looking at chart. I'm saying, well, yes, I am actually expecting that this will get to the 118 or even the 120. Of course, not today, but maybe in the next 3 months. But yeah, this movement, I was expecting the price to get to the 115 today after non-farm payroll number. So now I feel it like a little bit overextended, but we know that when we have a real bullish or bearish trend, it could continue as long as it takes. So, but the thing is that maybe we don't have that very, the data yesterday was 62% above expectations. So I was thinking, okay, what the markets could think if we have a non-farm payroll number less than 30% of above expectations. Could it be the markets will disregard that and just focus on the 62% we had 2 days before? Or we'll say, oh, this is not as good as it should be, and maybe we could face a big, a massive profit taking out of the table, etc. So this is, again, this is the price levels that I expect to be respected. In any case that you're long, that you want to go long after or during or before the non-farm payroll number, this is the, let's put it this way, the lowest level. Maybe this should be the most ideal level to go long, the 115.20. If you believe that we will have a movement, wild movement to the downside before non-farm payroll number, it could be a drop of 20 pip. Very fast one. But the thing is that if you go long here and your stop loss is here, and actually the number is not that good, maybe we could simply move lower these levels to touch the stop loss. Please allow me a second. Let me close my window. sorry. And the other one is that maybe the first take profit target will be at 115.60. Of course, that doesn't mean that the price will stop there, because the bullishness here is so big that we could even go and continue moving higher and higher. If you want to trade with the trend, and I've been explaining this with other fellow traders, is that this dollar yen movement that I anticipated is not based on volatility, it's based on fundamentals. So that is why this movement shall continue for the next weeks or even months up to the 118 or up to the 120. That is what I believe. And I showed, I believe it was yesterday, a chart where we can see that maybe if everything continues the way things are now, we could even get to the 130, maybe after 2 years or something like that. These kind of movements are very long-term ones, and the ones investing here are the ones that are investors, precisely. They are not really trying to grab 10 pips and go out the market, etc. They are really trying to put money in something that looks good for the next 4 years. And in my opinion, dollar yen is the one to go. Is the one that implies way less risk, because maybe pound has an intrinsic value inside or outside the EU, but the problem is in the meanwhile the volatility could make it even drop even lower. I am surprised the latest pound reaction, because I was not expecting the price to sell off as it did some days before. So yeah, dollar yen is like the safest thing to go. We have some comments here. Guess 55 euro dollar. Well, euro dollar, I'm just going to show the price box for just before non-farm payroll number, and I'm not really sure what the conference yesterday about. The only thing that I saw is that a price moved bullishly, so I assume that maybe the tone was a little bit hawkish and not that passively bearish as it has been the ECB lately for the latest years. And I think that that's something that European Central Bank must have done a long time ago, because now the ECB is facing a very strong dollar. It's facing a lot of capitals trying to look for safety in the United States, and the weakness of the Eurozone. Let's put it this way. The one that is being left behind is the Eurozone. So maybe some capitals will simply try to move to the United States instead of staying there, because besides we have geopolitical things there with the anti-Euro sentiment parties, etc. We're going just to review that. Guest 56 says, Yellen, depends on her, euro dollar down, uncertainty over election and stronger USD. Exactly. And hello, David, how are you doing? Thanks for logging in. I was just explaining that this is my price action box just before non-farm payroll numbers. You can see it's a very big one. So that is why I expect a massive movement, maybe to the upside and then to the downside and then to the upside. There are more than 50% of chances that all the price action that will happen in yen will stay between this box, the 115.60 and the 115.20. Unless we really have something over disappointing or super bullish, maybe this box will be broken. In any case, that we have more or less a good, what it's a no-brainer is that we expect a better than expected non-farm payroll number just because the data 2 days before. So if that stays, maybe the price will move inside this box. So it's like a what? It's like a 40 pip price range. So you can find a lot of opportunities here. I'm not saying that when it gets here you buy, and if it gets to the 115.60 you sell. Overall, be very cautious on shorting dollar yen. In any case that you want to go short, just because the price action leads you to choose that direction, just be very aware, as I've been saying in other webinars. When you're playing against the trend, you need to be very modest on your take profit targets and very tight on your stop losses because you're going against, and in this case, a very fundamental trend. So just be aware of that. Guess 56 says from Jean-Claude Trichet to Mario Draghi. You mean the ECB, but I'm missing something. The context. What you mean? Guess 56. So well, this is what I believe that will happen in dollar yen. We're going to review the dollar yen and the euro dollar. Let me pull the chart here. Let me start drawing the boxes. I'm here, don't go. This is what I believe that are going to be the price levels. I cannot draw this. Here it is. Euro is always weak. I've been trading over 7 years and it's always euro is in crisis. Yes, I agree with you, guess 56. And when this Brexit happened and Angela Merkel didn't let Greece go, everything just turned to be worse. But nobody is mentioning that anymore. But yeah, it's a constant crisis. Unfortunately, the leadership there, I've been spending hours and hours talking against the Euro leaders, is that they are not up to the challenge of the European idea. We need a real leader to lead that idea into a reality. And besides that, it could be a good business idea. The things that is not working the way it should be, it could work. If some changes are made, etc., it could work. But it is not working the way it should. It has things that are working very well, but there are some others that don't. Like it was supposed that all Europe was going to grow at the same speed and same proportion. That is not happening. Now we have Germany growing and growing bigger and bigger, and there are a lot of countries that are being led behind. So that was not supposed to happen in that very specific business ideas called Eurozone. So yeah, it's I'm really not sure what's going to happen. What I am expecting is that euro dollar will get to the parity at some moment soon. Overall, if we have a surprise in France, I could anticipate that euro dollar will get parity in a matter of days. But if not, I am considering that the direction is up to the euro needs to move to the parity. So the markets can really make evaluations objectively towards the dollar value. And if I am not wrong, if things continue the same, the euro will continue its way lower because it will prove that it ended up worthing no more than the dollar. Overall, because of the latest things that have been happening in the United States in the economic side, thanks to 8 years of administration of Obama, and while Donald Trump being a pro-business person, the most likely thing is that if he's going to leave a legacy, maybe it's pro-business. So I consider that maybe the United States will soar. Donald Trump has stopped kicking the idea of maybe leaving at whatever the cost and after 1, 2, 3. Am I back? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Do we have sound? Okay, thanks a lot. I don't know what happened, but I'm having a lot of problems with this computer. So, well, I was talking about the euro dollar price box that I think is going to be respected during the non-farm payroll. I see way more possibilities in euro dollar to break either side up to the upside or downside because of the narrowness of this and the overall context. I see a lot of chances that maybe dollar yen, if we don't have a super above 50% expectations non-farm payroll number, maybe just to take profit at the top of the price box that I just mentioned here, that goes to the 115.60. Okay. By the way, I just checked that the price now is here. Let me have a new screenshot so you can check it out. Okay, here it is. And we just had a recovery, by the way. Yeah, it's been very interesting what is happening here in dollar yen. Let me put the updated chart. Here it is. Here is the previous one when I started talking. The price was here, and it just suddenly did this, and it's jumping back. As we can see, we have a lot of room to move to the upside or downside. We're now at the middle of this. But this looks way more attractive. If we have above than 30–40% of expectations, I can assure you that this level will be broken easily to the 116. Statistically, we maybe could expect something not that good, so maybe the market will stabilize somewhere here and start taking some profit, etc. Or even if for some reason it just dips before, and it's a good number, we could more or less expect a very good movement to the upside. First to the downside and the upside. It depends on you and your analysis, whether you want to play it. But I believe that this is the important price box. The euro dollar looks like more a normal one, but since the context that we're living in, here we have way more chances to have a breakout, where I expect it to happen to the downside. I'm not playing euro trades now because of the added political risks. I rather find more opportunities in dollar yen than in euro dollar. But in any case, that you're a euro trader, yes, these levels could mean. Actually, what I can expect is that euro will break one of these levels and will close today above or below these levels. That is what I expect in euro dollar. How above or how below, I don't know. But it's what I expect in euro dollar. Okay. And the euro yen, just to have the complete picture. Let me pull the chart. Okay, let me draw this. And this is what I expect to be the price box in euro yen. It comes from the 112.10 more or less to the 112.30, 35. So it's a very tight range. As you see, we almost touched this level already. Euro yen has been doing a very strange price action, even though it's following dollar yen. But since we have a very sensitive situation happening in Europe, anything that moves against the euro, for example, if you have a bearish movement on euro dollar, and then you have bullish movement in dollar yen, it usually tends to be an explosive first reaction, much more volatile in euro, so that could sink euro dollar. And later on, when the dollar yen, that it's way more calm, the trend, it could actually make it go bullish again. So here it says we have some comments. Okay, some comments on the site. May try to go to Task Manager and clear some memory. Are you using Mozilla? Yes, I am. I have used the three of them: Explorer, Chrome, Mozilla, 32-bit, 64-bit. I believe that is my computer. I really don't know what is. I don't know if overheating could be causing this, but yes, it's simply unmanageable. I mean, fortunately, I can open my trading stations, etc., with no problem. It's when I go to YouTube or that I open television. But the most likely thing is that when I open YouTube to play the morning tunes during television, that is what crashes my computer. But yeah, I've been doing that. I have looked for in the internet trying to find solution, but apparently nobody is commenting about this. Here it says dollar yen moves much more, Mozilla uses too much memory, Chrome. Yeah, both of Chrome simply cannot handle television, at least mine. I don't know if it's because 64-bit, I don't know. But Chrome, no. Explorer manages television great, and Mozilla. But YouTube, only if I open it in Explorer, it doesn't crash my computer. I mean, it's strange, but it is happening. You should expect that maybe Google Chrome is the best for YouTube since it's the same enterprise, Google, but in my case, it is not working. Chrome and Java are not friends. Yeah, they are like deadly enemies, which makes the computer close it because of to free some memory. Well, I am using 70% of my 8 gigs of memory, and it never climbs above. But maybe I will be looking for that next time to see maybe I have a overflow of memory. So let's review the three of them in parallel. I don't have Windows 8. I am Windows 7 junkie. And no, I don't have that aerial thing. I don't like it. I guess in Windows 7 we don't have that, but in a computer I have Windows 8. I completely enable that. But here in this one I don't have that thing in Windows 7. In any case, that exists for Windows 7. So here are my three outlooks for the next hours. Dollar yen, the price box, that it's even above 115.60 something. Dollar yen, euro dollar, that is 106.5, some pips above this high, and close to the 105.80. And euro yen, that is the tightest, just below the 122.40 and just above the 122. So we have some, I wouldn't call them trading opportunities, because trading this kind of stuff really depends on the next price action just before the news release. That is what could lead us to, for example, find an opportunity shorting at this area or longing here, or having already a trade open, knowing more or less what it could be heading. In any case that the volatility goes against you, you know the exact level that you should be watching the price action in very small time frames, like the 1 minute, to see confirmations that maybe the movement could continue going in the direction of the volatility or to reverse the volatility. But here are the frontiers. As you can see, the much more attractive one is dollar yen. As it has been for the latest weeks, trading dollar yen, it's been so delicious to trade dollar yen that I regret that the losing trades that I have yesterday in my live accounts, I didn't open more long dollar yen trades. Because it has been so nice to trade that well, but well, I just have to keep going and to recover those losses and to continue doing the trading stuff. Here it says we have a comment here. Kate, will you guys cover the manufacturer? Oh, okay. Well, so here is the menu. Here is the buffet. You can pick the one that you like the most. I find it maybe in terms of having a more safe bet, in my opinion, would be euro yen. But of course, the price to pay is a very tight range. I see it difficult that euro range could break this. Why? Because it's very close to this logical, natural, psychological level. And besides, we have just demonstrated that what it worked as a resistance was broken and shall prevail as a support, at least for one retest. And when that retest level psychological is just below this frontier, what we can expect is that, for example, if somebody wants to open a long trade here, maybe to have a stop loss more or less here. And in this case, that this supports, and you see that we have several reasons, besides that it goes with the fundamental trend of yen. This shouldn't be broken. The price should look at, I expect this, that euro yen will close today inside this box, the price. Euro should break above or below and close above or below. The most likely thing is it should be below. And dollar yen, I expect to move here, inside here. But in this case, maybe in this euro yen case, maybe I wouldn't be expecting the price jumping here and here and here, just to maybe dip and to hover here for the next of the day after the news release. Here a breakout, most likely thing to the downside, and here I could expect a move to the upside and to the downside and to the upside and to the downside. That is what I expect. So I think this is the first time I comment on this kind of stuff, but just a reminder, these are not recommendations. This is only my idea. I share it with you, and to help you get your own, take your financial decisions. Your trades are your responsibility. But yeah, these are interesting price levels that should be observed just before and after non-farm payroll number. Here it says, Arena, all eyes on NFP today. Yes, it's like the most awaited thing now. Hello, Wilco, how are you doing? But I don't see him. Oh, just left. Join left. What if NFP is flat? That is what I was thinking. I really wouldn't know what to think. We should think that having the number inside expectations would be good. But the thing is, when you have something super good, you expect the next thing to be at least good, better than expected. I don't know if that could disappoint a little bit. It's supposed that the Fed authorities will continue with the hiking the rate next week if the non-farm payroll number doesn't disappoint. That means, strictly talking, below expectations. It is said that even having the number slightly below expectations, could even help the Fed to take that decision next week. But yeah, and now the thing is that trading is a game of expectations, and I really don't know if not that above expectations non-farm payroll number could even disappoint. It would be really sad to see that. Even having a good number, it's disappointing because it's not 30% above expectations, just because we had a 62% above expectations number 2 days ago, 1 day ago. So it's very hard to predict. But we will have to wait and see. So be calm, be patient, plan your trade. You have more or less now the frontiers of the important prices, so you can more or less design a plan in any case that you want to trade this. So I would, you can take your time. There is none behind you. Okay, thank you very much, Karina. But I really need to have a rest now to be ready for a non-farm payroll number and to post this in the trader blog and to be ready to recover my losses with some luck today. So I must leave it here. So I would like to thank everybody for showing up, being around, being aware, and reminding you that I expect you on Monday, same time, same place. I wish you all to have a safe, resting, peaceful, and restoring weekend. I mean night. Yes, I don't know what time zone I live, I sleep, whatever. I just know that I sleep, and for me it's night. Even if it's sunny or if it's midnight, I don't know. You're welcome, Katerina. Thanks for your thoughts, says David. No, you have nothing to be thankful for. Thank David for being around and for logging in to the webinar. Have a great trading session today and a wonderful weekend. I wish you the same, Katerina, and all of you guys. Thank you all guests, Katerina, David, Rocas, and see you all on Monday. Remember to trade safe. This is Alberto Alvarado. Be safe, and bye-bye.